Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk all about when my channel got hacked this year. Oh my gosh, it was such a nightmare. I want to tell you all the things that happened and how I actually was able to recover my channel so I didn't lose everything, and the things that saved me from losing everything. So in this video, I'm hoping that I'm going to share some secrets with you. I guess they're not secrets, just tips, because when my channel got hacked, I legit freaked out. It was so scary. I thought all this work that I had put in for the last, I don't know, it was like what, 12, 13 years was gone. And the good news is that it doesn't have to be that way. So my name is Mandy Summers. I'm a marketing specialist. I've been teaching about how to monetize your influence, monetize your social media online for the last 5 years. I absolutely love this topic. And if you know me, you know I love talking about YouTube and how YouTube can literally spread your voice across the world. Well, this is true unless you get hacked. So back in June, I noticed I was sitting on my couch late one night and I started noticing I was getting a lot of notifications from YouTube saying I had uploaded some videos on YouTube and they were like financial based. And I was shocked. I was like, wait a second, what's happening? So I go to log in and I realize my channel has been hacked. The banner was changed. There were no videos of mine up there. There were probably like, I don't know, 50 new videos on there. And I literally, my heart dropped. It was so scary. So I got online and I started searching, like, how do we fix this? And I had screenshotted a lot of what I could see, but I didn't have permissions for some of the things in my channel. So as I started going through the settings, I realized that I did have a couple permissions turned on where I could adjust some things in the backside of my YouTube studio. So as I was Googling, I noticed that everybody said it was important to get on X and get with YouTube's support team. And that's how you notify them that you've been hacked. So I got on X and it is at Team YouTube. So that was what I added. So I got on there, I added them, I told them, I was like, somebody hacked my channel. I'm not sure like how to get this back. And while I was waiting to hear back from them, I was so confused because on my channel, I had two-factor authentication turned on. So no matter what, you have to turn on two-factor authentication. This is mandatory. In fact, if you got a channel right now, I want you to pause this video and I want you to go and turn that two-factor authentication on, because that is the only thing that saved my channel from, I believe, being gone forever. Because had I not had that on, the people who hacked our channel could have gone in and deleted all of my videos. Instead, because I had that on, they only put everything to private. So all my videos went into private mode. And then I was able to, once I got my channel back, I was able to publish all of those. But had I not had two-factor authentication on, it would have been a total disaster. So I went on X and I started communicating with Team YouTube, and they had me fill a form out. And they said it would take about 24 hours for them to evaluate everything. In the meantime, while they were handling that side, I went into the back side of my YouTube studio and I noticed that a couple of my editors didn't have, for some reason, I hadn't required that they had two-factor authentication on. So lesson number 2 is that if you add anybody, managers, editors to your channel, make sure they have two-factor authentication. So we figured out that somebody had hacked one of their emails and gotten into my channel that way. Thankfully, they were not the owner of the account. That was the other thing. They had limited permissions set. So even when I do have my editors on there, I think only one had full access to do a lot of things, not like full, but enough for the editors. Everybody else just had partial. So be sure that you're checking your permissions when you are putting everything on, putting people on your YouTube channel. So have those turned on. As soon as we deleted his account and took him off, they didn't have access anymore, because that was part of the problem. As I was troubleshooting, I was like, why are they still uploading videos? So you have to find, go into the settings, go into where your video editors are, and you have to make sure that everybody gets access removed. That's super important. So we removed access from there. YouTube got back to us, told us that we had our full permissions. And I then had to go through the process of rebuilding my channel. This meant that they had gone into the branding section. They had changed all my keywords in just the automatic uploads. I had to go through my description, everything that you get for your channel. We had to change all of that back. Then we had to systematically go through and figure out, okay, of our 450 videos, which ones were published and which ones weren't. So this is another lesson that I learned that I wish I would have done in the beginning. If you're starting a YouTube channel, I would suggest you make an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet that has each video listed out and then the status of it, the date that you launched it, whether it's public, private, or scheduled, whatever it is. Like, just make a list of that so that if something ever does happen, you can go back and reference that and see, okay, when did I release this and what's the status of it? That was important for me to have done, because a lot of the content that I provide, sometimes I have videos up on my channel that I don't want the public to see. And so my video editors, thinking that they were being helpful, went in and they just started publishing everything. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, like, we didn't say that. Second of all, there's a lot of these videos that I actually don't want published for the world. And so having a list like that would have been super helpful. And then organizing them. It also, like, as we kind of went through the channel, I was like, ooh, and this list will be helpful with organizing like the playlists and what can be cross-posted. And then you also have a spreadsheet that you can always share a link through your descriptions or whatever it is. And so that was a huge lesson. Make sure that you're putting each video in a spreadsheet. So once we started doing that, we realized, okay, now it's time to start publishing. And the problem is we did start publishing. Like I said, my video editor started publishing a lot, and all of my subscribers were getting a ton of notifications. So that was another reason why I'm like, stop. I remember one of my followers messaged me. She's like, what is happening? You've just uploaded like 30 videos. I'm like, So then we had to come up with a schedule of when to schedule those so that they were not live, but they were public to the world. And so if you ever get hacked and your channel gets taken down, basically, I would suggest like kind of setting it or going in and scheduling them so they're not all at once, but maybe it's like 5 or 10 a day instead of like 50 a day. So after we figured that out, we then kind of took the time to reevaluate some of our descriptions. And this was actually, it turned out to be a blessing, even though I know that's crazy to say. But I look back and I'm like, okay, I learned a lot from this. First of all, always put two-factor authentication on. Second of all, it's super, super important that you track everything that you're doing, put it in a spreadsheet. You probably already have done this, but that just wasn't something that I was doing. And then also to be very careful about what emails you're putting into your settings. And so when I was adding my video editors, that was a huge mistake. Now, the hard part has been, it definitely tanked my subscribers for a good 5 months. I went from getting a couple hundred, 200 to 400 subscribers a month down to about 20 a month. Like, for some reason, it just decimated my channel. Thankfully, we are starting back up. I think this month we're at like 260 so far subscribers. We just hit 10,000 subscribers, which I'm going to do a video on all the lessons I learned getting to 10,000, and getting hacked was one of them. But definitely learned a ton of lessons, and I would just recommend two-factor authentication, tracking, getting that schedule, that spreadsheet with your schedule up on there, and making sure that you have all of your stuff kind of in one place. It was super helpful. I had all of my designs for my banners and my thumbnails and everything like that. I know exactly where they are. I was super organized with that. So as we were rebuilding everything, it was helpful to have that around and to know exactly where those were. So lessons I learned from getting hacked. It's not fun, for sure. But definitely, I feel like everything that comes at us can be a blessing at times. And this one, if it can help a couple other people not get hacked, then it's even that much more of a blessing. So thanks so much for watching. I will be back live tomorrow. And I'm actually in Arizona right now we're staying at Dove Mountain at the Ritz-Carlton for one of the companies that we are partnered with. And this is one of the benefits to doing monetizing your social media and learning how to grow your business online is there's a lot of perks that come with it. And one of them are these really fun trips that you can earn and that you can get when they're thankful for the amount of sponsors that you've brought in. And, as I was prepping for this trip and I was thinking about showing up here and just how beautiful it's going to be, it's like desert and warm because I live in a very cold place. So I was super happy about it. I thought, gosh, I'm so thankful that I jumped in and I learned how to monetize my social media. So we have a really great group that you can jump into. It's called Monetize Your Socials. I will post that. It should be in the description below if you're interested in jumping in and learning how to monetize your social media. It should be in the link below. And that's where we announce a lot of our live events. Last week, we did a 5-day Monetize Your Socials boot camp that was super fun. And we actually have some vision board workshops coming up towards the end of the month. And so I'm super excited to be providing those as well. But if you're thinking about jumping into the online space, especially YouTube, I would say 100%. I know that I just told you about the trauma that we went through for our channel getting hacked, but it's so worth it. Even when you have to go through something really hard like that, it's definitely worth the time and the effort. In fact, just this weekend, John and I went on a date on Saturday night. And as we were walking around, we were at this like German Christmas festival. And as we were walking around, I noticed somebody there with one of the cameras that I have. And I put my camera bag here because of course we're traveling. So I have everything just like right here with me. But I'm going to show you this camera because this camera is probably one of my all-time favorite cameras that I've got. And so I noticed as they were walking through one of the shops that this guy had this camera and he was asking his wife things. So this is called the Pocket DJI. And this is the Pocket 3. It is the best. It's got this little tiny lens. Can you see this little tiny lens right here? And a really great screen. And so you just flip it on and it's going to, now it's videoing you. I love it. And it's so cute because it's like pocket size. So I saw this guy who was walking around with this and he was recording his wife as they were going through shops. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they're YouTubers. We went and got some food and we went to sit down, and across from us was this lady, and then her husband showed up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the guy. And his there was like thousands. I'm not kidding you, like probably like 15 to 20,000 people in this little tiny space shopping. And so I was like, what are the chances that we would like run into them? And that's where we would sit by each other. So I started talking to him and I was like, hey, so are you a YouTuber? And he's like, yes, I am. And they were like all mic'd up. They had their mics underneath their jackets, and he had his pocket out, and then he had a couple other cameras right there as well. And he was like, oh, YouTubing is like the best. And we have 3 channels. And he was just like sharing just how much he loved having a YouTube channel. And he has, I think, 66,000 subscribers. And I actually got his information so we could interview him on the Monetize Your Socials podcast. So I'm super excited for that because they've got 3 channels and they know what it's like to build on social media. But as I was talking with him and I walked away, I thought, gosh, I love his enthusiasm. And that is exactly how I feel about YouTube, even though, we got hacked and sometimes it can be so challenging to figure out, all the tech and the cameras and all the different things. It's such a blessing to have access to this worldwide like marketing zone. It's just absolutely incredible. And so we sat there chatting and he was super excited and I was excited. Even his wife has a channel as well. And they're like, we just love it. It's so fun. And so I tell you that because if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, do it. It's time. This is the time. Start posting. It's time to jump in and learn how to make this uh, an amazing part of your life. And I feel like it's been such a blessing, even being hacked. It's been such a blessing. So go out and turn those cameras on. All you need is a phone. I know I just showed you the Pocket 3, which is so cute. It has this really cute tripod. And I think I'm going to do a class live on some of the different video things that I have. I've got, I'll pull everything out of my bag. I'll show you my cameras, my mic setup. I've got actually a number of different mics that we have for either podcasting or our computer or the cameras that we've got, things like that. So hopefully that will be super helpful. That will come. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow since I've got it all here with me, except for my podcast mic. That's at home. But we'll see you back on tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Join into the Monetize Your Socials group. We would love to see you on the inside, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye.